Chapter 6. Inspiration is spontaneous. The majority of the time, it will hit you out of nowhere. Other times, it may be something that you have had on your mind for a while, but have just never gotten around to writing about it. Still, everything comes together when you are inspired to write. The best way to describe it is as a sense of urgency to capture whatever is on your mind forever. You will know when it happens. Usually, it's just not something that you can create at will. I've come to this conclusion from my own personal experience, so it can be possible that other experiences of other people will give you a lot more information based on it. But in my own limited experiences, this is what I've found. The very few times I've tried to just create something without it being about something that has deeply touched me or inspired me, I would usually just give up in the middle of the draft phase because I had no inspiration to keep going. It's equivalent to an artist who gets that urge to draw a magnificent drawing or to paint the prettiest picture, but they really don't have anything in mind to draw. Yet they still attempt to scribble some lines on the paper and try to improvise themselves a masterpiece or make up something as they go along. In other words, trying to figure out what their drawing looks the most like and then building on it. I've never practiced feeding into this urge because I like having a personal connection to everything I write instead of writing a shallow writing that lacks this personal connection. The result of having both this personal connection by being inspired and then using my artistic skills have astonished me and others. Because of this, I encourage others not to feed into this urge. It's just like a desire. It will pass. I urge you to be patient and wait for an authentic inspiration. You see, inspiration is like fuel, and artistic skill is the vehicle you put it into. When the two are combined, you can utilize the car. How can you drive a car without gas? Likewise, why would you try to write without being inspired? Then it's not really your product, or it's as if you don't really endorse your own work because it's not personal. Another reason I've never really messed around with this desire to write something beautiful yet uninspired, even though I had the artistic skill, was my fear that if I get into the habit of doing this, then someday I might not be able to differentiate real inspiration from this desire to write something beautiful. That's just my personal opinion. This may not actually be the truth for every individual. Another person may not have that fear and may be able to go in and out of writing impersonally like a ghostwriter or then writing from their personal experience. But this is my personal experience, so don't take it as absolute law. This is just one person's take on it. Another fear I would have is, at worst, I would forget what it feels like to write from inspiration altogether. Then the only thing I would be good for is freelance writing, since I've gotten good at articulating things that I am not personally connected with. If you want to preserve your skill and reserve it for expressing things you truly believe in and feel deeply about, then be patient and wait for inspiration. In the beginning, inspiration will come slow, but the more receptive you learn to be to yourself, feelings, discoveries, and surroundings, the more you will get inspired.